set up in business by the previous Jews, and they were given loans free of interest. Gemilat Chasadim in Yiddish means basically free of interest.
Thank you very much. So we continue with a reading on Zoom. This is Barbara Wingrove. Let's see if there you are, Barbara. I see you. Let me just make you a spotlight here. All right, wonderful. You're up. Wait 1 second. I'm so sorry. Give me 1 minute. Would you mind starting again, please? Thank you.
You ready?
Yes.
The sage is taught by Rabbi Ari J. Goldstein.
That's me.
The sage is taught in Leviticus 7:2 that broken vessels are scorned by humans, but God finds them useful and precious. Each and every one of us is a broken vessel, especially me at this time recovering from hip surgery. Torn by pain, loss, and disappointed hopes, but we are all vessels that God finds precious. And our ancestors knew God so well and be our models. Like Moses, who stuttered, and Jacob, who limped from a spiritual struggle born out of fear and regret, we too are impaired. We have lost love, lost time, lost dreams, lost vision. We are all, in one way or another, broken vessels. But the very vessels that we scorn, God cherishes.
Thank you so much. So we continue now with the Baruch Hu, which is our call to worship. It's on page 146. I'd like to invite you to please rise. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai. Please be seated. And that is because I'd like to call upon at this time Sybil and Beth Edelstein. Sybil Wish and Beth Edelstein to lead us in the next two readings. First one's called On Anxiety. Second one is Must It Be Trauma?
Adonai, you abide though all things change. I am anxious and fearful, and I turn my heart to you, looking to you and leaning on your strength. It is written, blessed is the one whose strength is in you. Bless me now with faith and courage. Help me to feel that you are with me, steadying and sustaining me with the assurance that I am loved. Be with me and bring me hope, that in the days to come, my aspirations may be fulfilled for my good and the good of those I love who depend on me. Banish my fears with the sense that you are always present to uphold and sustain me, as it is written, have no fear, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with the power of my righteousness. Isaiah 41:10. Amen.
Amen.
Must It Be Trauma by Ellen Rosenberg. Why does it take a traumatic event, a moment of crisis, to bring us to our senses and shake us up? Why must we face or learn about illness, misfortune, accident, or death to set our priorities right? What makes today a special day? Today was just an ordinary day. We woke up in the morning, the sun was shining, it was beautiful outside. No, it was raining, it was dreary, it was just an ordinary day. On this ordinary day, we can think, we can touch, we can smell, we can breathe, we can feel. We can talk to those who we care about and with those who care about us. On this ordinary day, we can benefit someone or something. We can learn. We can expand our horizons or take up a new interest. How fortunate we are to be able to do and see so much. Each day is not an ordinary day, but a special day.
Thank you so much to both of you. Our service continues, actually before we continue with that, a second story, a second Hineni. So Joseph, you know that he was loved by his father more than all of the other brothers. Lots of possible reasons for that. And Jacob's father gave Joseph a coat. Andrew Lloyd Webber says a coat of many colors. We'll just say it was a tunic, a striped tunic, but certainly a valuable tunic. And the brothers, Joseph's brothers, they were jealous for the coat, for the tunic. And then what added to it, Joseph had these dreams that he was superior to his brothers. And the brothers got even more upset about that. And so upset were they that they left. They left Jacob, their father, and Joseph, their brother's presence, and went off to Shechem to pasture the flock. But Jacob grew a little uneasy. And he says to Joseph, "Hey, Joseph," because he wants him to go and check up on his brothers. He says, "Hey, Joseph." And Joseph replies, "Hineni, I'm here. I am here. I'm up for the job." Shema can be found on page 152. Please rise. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam Vayed. Please be seated. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'otecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta maham v'shivtecha b'vetecha uvlechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha u'kshartam leot al yadecha והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. Another reading. This one is called I Asked God, and we call forward June Cohen and Elizabeth Gordon-Blunchley to lead us in that reading.
I am God. I asked God for health that I might do great things.
I was given infirmity that I might do better things.
I asked for strength that I might lead.
I was given weakness that I might learn to obey.
I asked for riches that I might be happy.
I was given poverty so that I might be wise.
I asked for power that I might be praised.
I was given weakness that I might need God.
I asked for all things that I might enjoy life.
I was given life that I might enjoy all things.
I got nothing that I asked for, but everything that I hoped for.
Almost despite myself, my unspoken prayers were answered.
Thank you so much. We are on page, let's see here, page 158. This is Micha Mocha. Micha Mocha ba'elim Adonai, Micha Mocha nehedar ba'kodesh, Nora tehilo lo sefeleh, Nora tehilot o sefeleh, Malchutecha ra'u vanecha, bokei hayam lifnei Moshe uMiriam, zeh Elianu ve'amru, Adonai yimloch, Adonai yimloch, le'olam va'ed. We call forward at this time Joyce Cooper Kahn to lead us in the next reading. This is what I learned from my mother.
And there are exactly 3 people in this room, Michael and Cindy and David Fox, who knew my mother. And if I wrote poetry, this could have been written about her. What I Learned from My Mother by Julia Kastorf. I learned from my mother how to love the living, to have plenty of vases on hand, in case you have to rush to the hospital with peonies cut from the lawn, black ants still stuck to the buds. I learned to save jars large enough to hold fruit salad for a whole grieving household, to cube homemade, home-canned pears and peaches, to slice through maroon grape skins and flick out the sexual seeds with a knife point. I learned to attend viewings even if I didn't know the deceased, to press the moist hands of the living, to look in their eyes and offer sympathy, as though I understood loss even then. I learned that whatever we say means nothing. What anyone will remember is that we came. I learned to believe I had the power to ease awful pains materially like an angel. Like a doctor, I learned to create from another's suffering my own usefulness. And once you know how to do this, you can never refuse. To every house you enter, you must offer healing. A chocolate cake you baked yourself, the blessing of your voice, your chaste touch.
Thank you so much. One last example. Well, no, but you get my point. One other example. You know, when Moses was called by God at the burning bush. You know, God says he hears this character, this Moses, who's tending the flock, and he calls Moses in a hope that Moses will be the redeemer and deliverer of our people. And what does he say? Moses, Moses. And Moses replies, Hineni, here I am. Same word as is the name of this really important, valuable, and cherished committee of ours in our congregation. We're on page 162 as we continue with Vishamru. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם אותי לעולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם וביום השביעי שבת וינפש שבת וינפש שבת וינפש ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. All right. A prayer for prayer. We call forward Laura Murray for the honor of reading that.
O God, in the silence of my innermost being and in the fragments of my yearn for wholeness, I hear whispers of your presence, echoes of the past when you were with me, and I felt your nearness. When together we walked, when you held me close, embraced me with your love, and laughed with me in my joy. I yearn to hear you again. In your oneness, I find healing. In the promise of your love, I am soothed. In your wholeness, I too can become whole again. O God, please hear my call. Help me find the words. Help me find the strength within. Help me shape my mouth, my voice, my heart, so I can direct my spirit and find you in prayer. In the words only my heart can speak. In the songs only my heart can sing. Adonai, sefatai tiftach. Adonai, open up my lips so I can speak with you again.
The Tefillah 164 starts with Adonai, sefatai tiftach, and then continues on 166, 168, and 170. I'd like to invite everyone to please rise. Starts with Adonai, sefatai tiftach. Adonai, sifatai tiftach, ufi yahagi, tehilatecha. Adonai, sifatai tiftach, ufi yahagi, tehilatecha. Ya la 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 la. 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 Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, v'Elohei Rachel, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim, v'Konei Hakol, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע. משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מחכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. 170 אתה קדוש, ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יעללו חסלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש. Please be seated. Thank you. All right, our next reading is, let's see, on Zoom. That's to remember. It's called To Remember That. And this time I'd like to call upon Sharon Schwartz to lead us in that next reading. So Sharon, just wait 1 second. All right, so can you hear me? Go ahead.
To remember that everything has God's fingerprints on it. From the book, Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, and it's all small stuff. Rabbi Harold Kushner reminds us that everything God has created is holy. Our task as humans is to find that holiness in what appears to be unholy situations. He suggests that when we learn to do this, we have learned to nurture our souls. It's easy to see God's beauty in a beautiful sunrise, a snow-capped mountain, the smile of a healthy child, or an ocean wave crashing on a sandy beach. But can we learn to find beauty in a seemingly ugly circumstance? When our life is filled with the desire to see the beauty in everyday things, something magical begins to happen. A feeling of peace emerges. When we remember that everything has God's fingerprints on it, that alone makes us special. It helps us remember that God has created the person with whom you are dealing. The fact that we can't see the beauty in something doesn't suggest that it's not there. Rather, it suggests that we are not
Thank you so much, Sharon. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We also continue with another reading. That is the gratitude prayer, and Jessica Switzman, and also I'd like to call upon Sandy Kemick to read one further prayer called There Was Once. Shabbat Shalom.
This prayer is by our fellow Hineni member and friend, Erica Longhofer. I'm also proud to say she is teaching kids yoga now at preschool. And I did that before, and I'm so glad that she's continuing on. So thank you, Erica. God, thank you. Thank you for my healing. Thank you for our healing. Thank you for surrounding us with light and love. We are all here together. The flowers are in bloom and the birds are singing. Life is miraculous. Thank you for our families, our friends, our neighbors, our community. Thank you for our doctors and nurses, our researchers, our teachers, our healers, our workers, our leaders, and so much and so many more. We are so grateful. Thank you for our strength and for our resilience. Thank you for our continuous healing, individuality, and collectivity. We give thanks with our hearts. We invite in more things to be grateful for. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thanks so much.
There was once, by Mary Stevenson. There was once a person walking along the seashore, reflecting on life and love, joy and pain. Close to God since childhood, our friend always imagined the footsteps of God alongside her own. There was a sense of security, a warm feeling. But one day, a day when she needed God the most, it seemed as though she was walking alone, for she could only see one set of footprints. She said to God, I need you all the time, and you walk with me, and yet when I need you the most, there are but one set of footprints in the sand. God responded, it is on days such as those that I carry you.
I love that reading. Thank you so much. Page 178. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. אתה הוא מלך אדון לכל השלום. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. ברוך אתה אדוני המברך את עמו ישראל בשלום. All right, so our service, we continue with one of my favorites, and that is where we share a little bit joy, struggles. But, you know, part of healing is also recognizing joy that's in our lives, and so we always start with joy. And so if you've experienced joy recently, and you would like to share that joy with us, we would love to hear it. And then from time to time, we'll do a little can ye he. You know, can ye he, can ye he, can ye he, can ye he. Paul, you're first.
Yes, my joy today is to be here together with my son Eric and my brother Walter.
Have a family together. Can ye he, can ye he, can ye he, can ye he. More joy. Jill. Beautiful. Yeah, by the way, Joe's watching right now, I just want you to know. And so, Joe, yeah, we all echo that movement towards wholeness, and your first one, which is the joy of having people here from Hineni. Can ye he, can ye he, can ye he, can ye he. More joy? Jessica. Wow, being out in nature with your daughter in Chile. Not so Chile at this time of year, right?
No, but we were in
The mountains. Yeah.
a day, about 2 rainbows every day.
Wow. That's amazing. Baruch atah Adonai oseh ma'aseh v'reshit, praise you, Adonai. God fashioned the works of creation. That's what you say when you see a rainbow. Can ye he, can ye he, can ye he, can ye he. Rachel?
I only got to go see my brother and sister-in-law in California.
Oh, wow, you
I've
saw.
been trying to do this trip since COVID.
Where do they live?
San Francisco.
Oh, so not in LA where they're snowed in.
No.
Right.
So, yeah.
So you saw
They've been
evidence.
coming here to visit, but first time I've gotten out there. My parents, we all finally got out there for a whole week.
I'm so glad. Can ye he, can ye he, can ye he, can ye he. Yes, Bob.
Our oldest granddaughter, Julia, special education teacher in upstate New York, just got engaged.
Oh, wow. Your oldest granddaughter? Oldest granddaughter just got engaged. Can ye he, can ye he, can ye he, can ye he. Risa? Give your hand up or just hold just. Hey, Mazel Tov. Can ye he, can ye he, can ye he, can ye he. Awesome, fantastic. Mazel Tov. Other joy? Yes, Karen. Your birthday today? Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach. Happy birthday to you, Karen. And I'm so glad you got a lot of nice phone calls for your birthday. Other joy. Yes.
My joy this week was the Purim party.
Yeah.
It was so much fun.
It was fun. Nice job to Sarit.
Sarit and the ladies outdid themselves. The food was unbelievable. The activities were great. The company was great. The dancing and Christina's belly dancing. Everything is just.
It was a great time. Purim is the time when you're supposed to let your hair down. We did. Colleen totally did. You see Colleen in a complete... I didn't do the belly dance. Can ye, can ye, can ye, can ye. Any other joy? Yeah. Your old friend Suzette from 30 years, over the course of 30 years? And you've known each other for 30 years. That's amazing. Nice job. Welcome. Can ye, can ye, can ye, can ye. Any other joy before we... Yes, Colleen.
3 sets of very close friends have been traveling this month. The Rutners, the Schwartzes, and the Stearns. And the Rutners and the Schwartzes came home fine, except he had COVID.
It's possible, she's watching this, it's possible I gave it to her. I don't think I did. We've been talking about this, and I don't think I gave it to her. But I saw her and sat next to her 2 days or 3 days, 3 days before I had it.
Fortunately, it's very mild.
Yeah, still. So, Sharon, if you're watching this, and I know you are,
Forgive me.
I am so sorry. Although we talked about this and we think I didn't, but you never know. I think there's a 30 or 40% chance that I gave it to her. Or she gave it to me. She just wasn't showing symptoms. That's what I think it was. You know, all this time I've been apologizing to Sharon. I think the time's come for her to start apologizing to me. I'm so glad you're 2 of your 3...
The Stearns will be home soon.
Hopefully safely. Any other joy? Baruch atah Adonai gomel chasadim tovim. We praise you, Adonai, our God, for partnering with us and the various works of joy that are in our lives. Along with the joy, of course, is a recognition, the fact that loved ones are struggling, not whole. And we have a blessing that we say called Misha Berach. And what we'll do is I will start this blessing, and then after I go about halfway through the blessing, I'll pause and give you a chance to share a name if you wish. And then afterwards, we're going to have a reading, and then finally we'll sing. So first, the blessing. Mishaberach avotenu, Avraham, Yitzchak, v'Yaakov, v'imotenu, Sarah, Rivka, Leah, v'Rachel. That means, may the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Leah, and Rachel. V'yivarech v'yirapet kol hacholim shalanu. May God bless and heal all of our loved ones who are in need of healing, especially the ones whom we name at this time. So if you'd like to share a name of someone in need of healing, and on this Shabbat that we call Healing Shabbat, please don't miss the opportunity to share the name. I'll look around the room, and when my eye meets yours, please feel free to share a name. Yep. Thank you. Yep. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Bruce Scrivener.
Paul Katzman.
Reba Kelly. Aaron Bianco. Mary Ann.
Yes, thank you. And I would like to just add to that list Eric Harris, Mark Koppelman, Rich Harrison, Alvin Jeweler, and Melech Eliezer ben Yosef. Vishlach lehem bimhira, refuah shalema. May God send them speedily a complete recovery. Refuah tanefesh, v'refuat haguf, healing of body and a healing of spirit, b'toch sha'ar cholei Yisrael, amongst all who are in need of healing. V'nomar, amen. And let us say amen. We call forward at this time Pat Sikora to lead us in our next reading called Prayer for Those Who Help.
A Prayer for Those Who Help by Susan Feldman. May the one who blessed and led our forebears give countenance unto those who provide help for the ill and troubled among us. May they be filled with fortitude and courage, endowed with sympathy and compassion as they give strength to those at their side. May they fight against despair and continue to find within themselves the will to reach out to those in need. And in their love of others, may they feel the blessing of community and the blessing of renewed faith.
Thank you so much. Misheperach avotenu mikor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheperach imotenu mikor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. We pause now for a moment of silence. call forward Colleen Sandler to lead us in the next reading.
Hineni. Out of an abundance of gratitude, I'm venturing out occasionally. I'm thrilled when I hear of reunions of grandparents and grandchildren. Out of an abundance of gratitude, I am telling people how much I love them every day, sometimes multiple times a day. I can get annoying. Out of an abundance of gratitude, I am telling everyone to get a vaccine shot and helping them with appointments or travel to clinics. Out of an abundance of gratitude, I am stopping to talk with a stranger across the street while I am out for my walk, making eye contact, smiling, and saying hello, and reminding them to stay safe. Out of an abundance of gratitude, I'm not using the expression social distancing, still a little physical distancing. Social distancing, no way. Out of an abundance of gratitude, I have become a Zoom expert. Family and friends from around the country have come together in numbers larger than before. Out of an abundance of gratitude, I am attending small outdoor group events and marvel at seeing the entire person, not just from the shoulders up. Out of an abundance of gratitude, I am looking out for people who might be stressed and hungry for food and love and giving more than I have before. Out of an abundance of gratitude, I am returning to my pre-COVID weight so that I can fit into clothes that have rested patiently in the closet. Out of an abundance of gratitude, I am participating more in services and paying attention more than ever to the words of my prayers. Out of an abundance of gratitude, I have faith that love and kindness are contagious too. Out of an abundance of gratitude, I am telling you, I am here for you. I care about us. I need you. And I want everyone to know we are all in this together.
Thank you so much. On this healing service, as we've heard these inspirational words and added to it the kavanah, the meditation that's in our hearts, we just conclude with the same words we sang a little bit earlier. Can you hear? Can you hear? Can you hear? Can you hear? One more time. Can you hear? Can you hear? Can you hear? Can you hear? Last time, can you hear? Can you hear? Can you hear? Can you hear? So, one more very quick vignette and then a thought. And that is the last person who I'd like to mention who was affected by Hineni in the Bible is Isaiah. Isaiah was the prophet who lived during the monarchy period after King Solomon, when Israel was divided into a northern and southern kingdom, and the northern kingdom was turning to idol worship, and Isaiah was the one who had to go to them and tell them that what they were doing was wrong. And God needed someone to do it, and he called out to Isaiah, and what do you think Isaiah said? Hineni. However, he added another word. And this other word is critical, because Isaiah, in saying Hineni, and then this one more word, which I'll tell you in a second, really is ultimately the meaning of that expression, Hineni. Because Isaiah just elongated it, explained in more than one word what Hineni means. So Isaiah then added the word after Hineni. He said, Shilacheni, which means send me. Isaiah didn't just say, here I am, but Isaiah added, here I am, send me. In other words, that word Hineni means much more than just here I am. It means I'm ready. I'm ready to step forward and do that which needs to be done. In our congregation, we have such a cherished group of people. And I know, by the way, that it is not purely altruistic. That by helping others, we get something. We do. It's not just sacrifice on our part by helping others. We get the feeling of knowing that we have connected with someone, that we have elevated someone, and that makes us feel good. And so it's not purely altruistic. But that said, I am also aware that we have people in our congregation, when there are others who are in need, who come forward and say, here I am, send me. Let me do this. Let me do something that will help another. Let me say the word that will bring meaning to someone else's life. Let me bring comfort to someone who is in need of comfort. One of the things that makes our congregation so special and valuable is just how dedicated this group is. Because we know that when we are in need, there are those who are here to step forward and say, let me help you. Send me. And these words which Isaiah uttered, which ultimately, by the way, were the same sentiments of Abraham and Joseph and Moses, right? Because Abraham, when he was called upon to do something really difficult, he said, here I am, I'm ready, send me, I'll do it. When Joseph knew that going to see his brothers was not going to end well, but Jacob wanted him to try and reconcile, Joseph said, here I am, I'm ready, send me. When Moses was standing at the burning bush, he knew that he was slow of speech and had difficulties articulating himself. But when God called Moses, Moses said, here I am, send me. I can do this. And that's what the mantra of our committee, Hineni, is. There could not be a more perfect name for this group of people. Our service continues with Aleinu. You can find it on page 586. And I would like to invite you to please rise. 586. Thank you very much. Bottom of the page. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים, לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו Ushemo, thank you, Ushemo Echad. Please be seated. So at this time, I would like to, as we prepare for the Kaddish, I would like to call upon Karen Cook and Sarit Brosh to lead us in the next two readings.
Thank you. When Fears Multiply by Rabbi Herschel Mott. When fears multiply and danger threatens, when sickness comes and death confronts us, it is God's blessing of shalom that sustains us and upholds us, lightening our burden, dispelling our worry, restoring our strength, renewing our hope, reviving us.
Each Lifetime by Rabbi Larry Kushner. Each lifetime is the pieces of a jigsaw puzzle. For some, there are more pieces. For others, the puzzle is more difficult to assemble. Some seem to be born with a nearly completed puzzle. And so it goes. Souls trying this way and that, trying to assemble the myriad parts. But know this, no one has within themselves all the pieces to his or her puzzle. Like before the days they used to seal jigsaw puzzles in a cellophane, ensuring that all the pieces were there. Everyone carries with them at least one and probably many pieces to someone else's puzzle. Sometimes they know it, sometimes they don't. And when you present your piece, which is worthless to you, to another, whether you know it or not, whether they know it or not, you are a messenger for the Most High.
Thank you so much. So at this moment of sacred memory, we bring to mind loved ones from our congregation who have been called to their eternal rest. First, we name one person who passed away quite recently, and then I'd like to share with you others who have passed away over the years. On this Shabbat, we call it their yahrzeit, of course. We remember Helen Yanowitz, the mother of Beth Devlin, who passed away quite recently. We also remember these loved ones whose yahrzeits occur on this Shabbat: Ernestine Cavallo, Henry Chains, Larry Cohen, Avron Golke, Bernard Aaron Zerwitz, Louis Brown, Oscar Tauber, Sheila Edelstein, Chaim Ganel, Sonia Kagan-Kellerman, Albert Kreger, Wendy Wilson, Arnold Law, Lola Rosen Trifus, George Weiner, Ernest Meyer, Isidore Benjamin Dickstein, Ann Drucker, David Shapiro, Ann Blackman, Esther Breisman, Harriet Goldblum, Lawrence Kahn, Myron Markle, Robert Martin, and Samuel Drucker. And so in gratitude for their lives and linking their names with the rest of our loved ones who have been called to their eternal rest, we remember them with the words of our mourners' Kaddish. It can be found on page 598. Please rise. If it's your custom, of course, please rise. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah bi'alma divrach cherutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei dechal beit Yisrael ba'agala u'v'zman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'lamei almaya Yiparach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnasei v'yitadar v'yitalei v'yitalal shemei dekudsha b'richu Leila min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechemata, damiram bi'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. May the source of peace and peace to all who mourn and comfort to every bereaved heart. Let us say amen. Please be seated. Okay. Thank you so much to everyone who is here. We are almost concluded. I'd like to say, first of all, thank you to Risa Ganel and Merv Wiley-Brous for serving as ushers this evening, and the Hineni Committee for sponsoring the Oneg Shabbat. And it is my understanding that it is a healthy Oneg Shabbat. So, which, by the way, is good for me because one of the kids in the preschool asked me today if I was pregnant. I did not appreciate that, and to be perfectly honest, I felt a little uncomfortable, and it really set me back greatly. The teachers said that they're asked all the grown-ups this question, but still. It was a little tough. So, healthy Oneg Shabbat, good thing. Temple Beth Shalom plant fundraiser. High quality plants found from the best nurseries, but at better prices. Organized by TBS Men's Club. All can be found. Everything I say, by the way, weekly email. But you have to place your orders by this Sunday. And if you call on Monday and say, oh, I forgot, I didn't get a chance, we're sorry, but we have to submit the order to the plant distributor by, I think, Monday morning. TBS's first annual cook-off, that is tomorrow evening. Cooks arrive at 5, attendees arrive at 5:30. No Torah study on Monday, for those of you who were in my tech study class. But there is my Pirkei Avot class on Tuesday. Men's Club has their lunch on Tuesdays, every Tuesday, Double T Diner. Tat Shabbat and Congregational Dinner, which is going to be Italian food, is March 24th, so that is, I guess, in 2 weeks. And finally, April 9th, Passover Seder, sponsored by the Sisterhood. So, lots of fun things coming up, lots of good things coming up. See the temple email for more information. Okay, we are going to continue with, first the Motzi, and then after Motzi, we are going to do one final song, which is called Shir Hamalot, and it can be found on page 635. But first, Motzi, and I call forward Cindy Fox to lead us in the Motzi. Sure, yep. It is beautiful, it's new. Yep. Elohim melech haolam, hamotzi ha'aretz. Amen. You can take one. Healthy oneg. That includes carbs from the motzi. There we go. Shabbat Shalom, 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 Shir Hamalot B'shuv Adonai Et Shivat Zion Hayinu Kechorim Shabbat Shalom, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom to you all, to those people who are on Zoom. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much to the Hineni committee. And again, Shabbat Shalom to you all. Shabbat Shalom. Justin Nance is on Zoom. Nice to see you, Justin. Yalla la la la, yalla la la la, yalla la la la, yalla la 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 la, yalla la la la, yalla la la la, yalla la la la, yalla la yalla la, yalla la la la, yalla la 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 la, yalla la la la, yalla la la la. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Yalla la yalla la la la, Yalla la la la, Yalla la la la, Yalla la 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 la, Yalla la la la, Yalla la 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 la, yalla la 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 la, yalla la la la, yalla la yalla la, yalla la la la, yalla la la la. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Yalla